All right, here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Preschool All-Stars podcast. I'm Bethany Johnson, and I'm joined today by Ahjanea Walker. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm great. And you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, we're excited to hear your story. So I want to get a little background about where you were, what was going on in your life before you started to go on a preschool journey.
Okay, whew. So prior to this, stay-at-home mom. I was homeschooling my kiddos, and we were traveling. We were just having a good time. This past year, I had my baby girl, and I was looking forward to getting back out, and then COVID happened.
Yeah. How
And
many kids do you have?
so I have 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have 3 boys and 2 girls.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
So you're
so
traveling, doing your thing, enjoying life, homeschooling. All
enjoying
5 of
life.
them? Yeah.
Yeah, well, except for my oldest, he's in public school. He didn't want
Okay.
to homeschool, so I
Okay.
let him stay.
Okay.
So yeah,
Awesome.
and from there, when COVID happened, that's when everything kind of changed for me. I was used to, being a stay-at-home mom, so that didn't bother me. But when I couldn't get out, I kind of needed that break every so often, at
Yeah.
least every other month, and I
Yeah.
couldn't, and it just started to drive me crazy. And I was like, I need to do something. I need something. Um, I didn't know what I needed, but I knew I needed something. So I told my
Right.
fiance, I was like, I think I'm gonna go get a job. And without saying anything, he just looked at me and he was like, and I was like, okay, he's not on board with that at all.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, okay, I need something. He's like, maybe go to a spa once a week. And I was like, that's not it. And and so he was like, maybe you can look into or put your energy into learning quests, because we talked about me opening preschool prior to this. So he's like, maybe you can put your energy into that. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I come back to my desk and I look at my goals. I have my goals written down and posted on the wall. And I look and I'm like, well, I said I want to accomplish that by the third quarter of the year. I still have time. And then, like, ironically, I get a notification, and I look at my screen and it was an email from Joy, and it said that the Preschool All-Stars early bird list will be closing tomorrow at midnight. I was like, wow. So I clicked the link and I signed up. And I remember I read the book like the end of November 29th. I read the book. So I was a little familiar with it, but I didn't know what I signed up for.
Right. How did you find her in the first place? Was it like a Facebook ad?
Yeah, so I think it was a Facebook ad. I was kind of browsing around online and she never popped up. Immediately after I got off Google, she popped up on my Facebook.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Awesome. So you read the book in November, but still were like, meh, not so.
Well, I read the book and I was dead set on having a local preschool.
Okay.
So it wasn't the time. So I was just like, I wasn't at all interested in online preschool. So it just wasn't the time. But I knew that when I got started, that was definitely something I wanted to do first prior to opening, because it was a lot of good information in the book. So I was like, if this information is free, I wonder what I'll get if I pay for the membership.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely wanted to be a part of that community.
Yeah. So you joined the All-Stars that night?
Yeah, I did. I read the book that night too. I read the book from cover to cover that night. I was like, I can't go to sleep until I read this book.
Awesome. So then you decided, what did you decide after you joined the All-Stars? What did you see when you got there?
I joined. I immediately after signing up for the membership, I messaged Joy because I didn't really remember, what I had read in the book. I just knew it was all things preschool. So I messaged Joy and I'm like, I got this email and I signed up because I knew I wanted to open a preschool, but I don't know what I just signed up for. Like, can you tell me what my membership consists of? And she laughed at me and she was like, she sent over the links and I clicked, I signed in, and it was just like a bunch of information. I really wasn't expecting that type of information. And I just kind of hit the ground running, because at that point I was like, I paid my money. Now I want to see a return on my investment.
Right.
So I was like, okay, 30-day challenge. I need to do it in 14. I want to do it in half the time. And I did. And
Nice.
Joy was like, slow down. I'm like, I can't slow down.
Is that for the online or the local?
That was for the online.
Okay.
So yeah, I ended up doing online because local was like, it wasn't the time for me to do local.
Right.
So online was it.
Okay. So you finished the 30-day challenge in 14 days.
Yeah. So I finished the challenge and I was like, okay, what next? And I was a little nervous about posting it. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna post this on my personal page. And then I was like, but Joy got a proven system and I don't want to reinvent the wheel, so I'm gonna post it. So I did. And before I was gonna tag a couple friends, but before I could tag anybody, I started getting emails, phone calls, text messages, like they were coming from everywhere. And I was like, okay, so this is what we're doing. Like it's real at this point. So yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. Crazy.
So,
Definitely didn't expect that.
yeah, that happened. So that happened really fast. When did you when did you start classes for online? That was in November.
So I
started to do that?
No, November is when I got the book.
Okay.
So I joined Preschool All Stars on January 20th.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I announced it on February 8th.
Okay.
So classes start March 1st.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your setup and what do you got going on? What kind of thing are you doing here?
So the plan is initially I had 7 and it turned into 14, and then as of this morning it's now 21. So it's kind of changing. Yeah. It's kind of changing. No, I haven't started yet.
Get it.
I was planning to do maybe 10 kids per class, but now that it's 21 registered, I'm thinking maybe 7 per class.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll do an hour class with maybe a 10-minute break in between.
Okay. So you're going to do like half an hour teaching time and then do a Preschool Pals?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you're going to, let's see. So there'll be 7 kids in the teaching time in the preschool class, or are you going to do one preschool teaching time for everyone and then do separate Preschool Pals?
Yeah. So I'm thinking one teaching time and then separate Preschool Pals. I don't want to be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be overwhelmed.
Yeah. And with the teaching time, they can all go on at the same time anyway, because it's muted. Well, that's awesome. That's so exciting. I can't believe you haven't even started. You got 21 people. Obviously, your script worked. And are they?
Yeah, it worked.
Are they all, like, where do you live?
So I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. So I have some in Arizona. I have Texas. I have Florida, Wisconsin, somewhere in Illinois. So yeah.
And did you get that from Facebook ads? Is that how you reach the other states?
Yes. So I don't really know where they came from. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe friends sharing a post. Something.
Yeah.
I don't know. They came.
Either way, you got them. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And let's see. Are you doing? Is there a certain niche that you have, or is it like an all-around 3 to 5-year-old preschool class? Is there certain?
It's 3 to 5. I want to kind of focus on like letter sounds and making sure they know letter sounds. I feel like when kids know letter sounds, it's a lot easier for them to read. Mm-hmm. My 3-year-old, my son, he just turned 3 in February, and I started working with him with letter sounds, and now he's able to read. So I was like, okay, maybe I can, do that same thing with them. And I had a lot of parents asking me because they see him and they're like, "You're so smart. What did you do?" So I was like, I don't know. So I had to kind of like sit back and reflect on it. I was like, oh, okay, I know exactly what I did. So I'm gonna do that with the students.
Perfect. Well, it sounds like it's working. That's awesome. And how much are you charging?
So I have 2-day classes for $50, and then I have 4-day classes for $100.
Okay, cool. What time are your classes? Are in the morning or afternoon?
They start at 10. My first class starts at 10 Central Time.
Okay. Is that the teaching time class?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And then it kind of goes from there.
Okay. So you have 2 or 4 teaching time classes and the Preschool Pals, or is it like 2 or 1 teaching time and then?
So I'm gonna do one as of now. I don't know, it can change as they keep coming. But I have one teaching time,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna do 7 kids per class. So as long as they don't keep coming, then that's how many I'll have.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's so
But
exciting.
I don't want to turn anybody away, and I just feel like,
No, don't
as
turn
long as
people
it's
away.
good.
Don't turn people away. You want to grow it. That's the
Yeah,
whole point. So yeah, I
yeah,
mean, you can keep adding classes, especially if they're like, half an hour at a time.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's perfect. And then just adding them to your normal teaching time class. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's exactly what you want. You're doing it exactly how you should be. It's awesome.
Okay. It was kind of like I felt um like I didn't know that I can, kind of break that up like that.
Hmm.
I didn't want to have so many kids, and then I was like, I don't know if I should be like interacting with them personally. I wasn't sure about the whole teaching time, so I had to kind of go back and figure that part out. But
Yeah.
it's starting to make sense now.
Yeah, totally. With the teaching time, I like I only record the teaching time if I have a doctor's appointment, which I'm pregnant, so I've
Hmm.
kind of had to do that a lot lately. But
Okay.
I prefer it live, and then I do
Yeah.
I like being able to see them all, and I kind of like
Yeah.
like see them
Yeah.
participating, and I'll try and like say their names, and just so they realize that I'm still live
You're
and talking
there.
to them. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But with the preschool pals, I mean, then you really get to get to know
I
them.
think it's
And
to
they
interact
love
with them.
just, especially when the teaching time class, when they know they're kind of on mute, but like if you call them out when they're doing
They
stuff,
like that.
they love that. Yeah, they love it.
Oh, I look forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, definitely.
Yeah. Well, that's so great. So how do you think the All-Stars helped you in this process?
Oh my goodness. Um, it's like that group is amazing. So like just having that support, and I can get questions answered immediately without having delay, and then just being a part of All Stars, it gave me everything. So it was like it pretty much took me from knowing absolutely nothing to opening a preschool within
Mhm.
within 14 days, less than a
Yeah.
month.
Yeah.
So Joy's system is amazing. I know a lot of people say, is it just like forms and documents? Like it's like no, it's so much more than that. Like it was things that I didn't even think of, when it comes to like a local preschool. She had information in there about zoning and planning, and I'm like, I just thought maybe you can get a location and open your preschool anywhere, but that's not the case. It has
Mhm.
to be approved. So it was so much information in there, and it's still stuff that I'm learning that I didn't know, and I probably would have, it just shortened the learning curve for me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
probably would have ran into a lot of roadblocks, but because of it, I didn't have to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Awesome. So, what did it feel like when you got your first sign up for your class?
When I got my
After
first
you were
sign up,
so
I was
nervous
like,
about putting the script out, and then you started getting all these calls. What were you feeling then?
yeah. So initially when I posted it, I said that I had 7 openings. I was only going to do 7. So people were trying to sign up before, like sign up and call at the same time. So I actually got the email for 3 signups like back to back. So it was almost like 3 people had signed up at once, and I was like, oh, they're signing up. Like
Yeah.
it felt so real at that point. It was like, okay, I said that, one of my mentors had told me before, he was like, figure out why you want to do it, make the decision, then take massive and immediate action. And I did just that. And then when I
Yeah.
started to get the results, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for this. But it was like, it's too late. It's out there. You got to do it. This is something that you wanted. So, it just became a reality. Just
Yeah.
super quick.
I know, so fast. I can't even believe how fast. That's
Real
so
quick.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
just great. Are you excited for your first class?
I am. I'm excited. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
I'm doing a meet and greet tonight.
Oh,
So I get
perfect.
to meet some of the kids will be on. So yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome. Awesome. That'll be awesome. Great. So what are your next steps or next plans for, you said you always wanted to do a local. So is that maybe your next step after all this craziness is gone?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to do the local. I'm not sure as far as time frame, when I'm gonna do it, but I definitely want to do a local for sure. And there was so much information in the preschool in the box, for the local preschools, and I'm reading through everything, and I'm getting super excited. So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely have to do the local. And then when I purchased Preschool in a Box, it was actually the week I signed up was my son's birthday, and he asked if I could buy him an iPad. I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll buy you an iPad. And then I saw the Preschool in the Box, and I'm like, yeah. So I had to make a decision. So I told him, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this so that I can, start this business, and then I'll go back and buy your iPad. So now
Yeah.
he's like my unofficial accountability partner. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
I
definitely
understand
have
that.
I have to open the local now because he's looking forward to it. He can get
Yeah.
that iPad. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're driven and motivated enough to do it. You'll probably do it in like
Yeah.
4 hours with the way you're on.
If it wasn't for COVID, I would definitely be on it. But
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
yeah, time
Hopefully,
is everything.
yeah, absolutely. A lot of families with because of COVID, they're like looking for small group classes. So it's a great time, especially now that things
Okay.
are kind of starting to hopefully, with the vaccine and everything, people
Yeah.
are looking for like small groups. So advertising that like 6 or however many at a time
Okay.
is a great option for local. I could definitely tell you
Oh,
that.
I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah, that's what pretty much, I mean, I opened mine last year and I was like, oh my
Mm.
gosh, I'm opening in the middle of a pandemic. And then I've been
Yeah.
full all year because people are like,
Yeah.
my kid's at home all day and I just want him to have friends, but we're still worried about
Yeah.
it. And it's so nice that you only have, 5, 6 kids in a class. And so, yeah, don't
That makes
let, don't
sense.
let, don't let it stop you. Cause it could still, this is a great time for people to open up new programs like this.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a lot that was taken away due to
Mm-hmm.
the pandemic, but it was also some great things that came out of it because I probably would have never opened a preschool.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's something that I wanted to do, we were
Yep.
just doing so much. I wouldn't have opened had it not been for COVID. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. This is a time for people who can adapt to like
Mhm.
thrive, because I've talked about it before with some other guests, how like they've had plans and then pandemic started and they just had to change
Mm.
their plans. And if they were able
Exactly.
to adapt and change and, figure out what their community needed, even if it wasn't what they originally thought that they were going to
Mhm.
offer, then they've been able to thrive. So just figuring out, where you fit in and what your community is looking for this is a great time to be able to offer something that most people aren't offering.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I definitely I'm gonna consider that.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
definitely will.
So how old are your kids? You have the 3-year-old and
So
then,
yeah, I have my daughter. She just turned 1.
okay.
I have a 3-year-old. I have
Okay.
a 8 and 9, and then my son, my oldest, is 14.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you're homeschooling the 8 and 9-year-old and the 3-year-old.
Yes, and
Yeah.
then yeah, my oldest, he's in public school.
Are they going to participate in your online class? Or you're going
So
to hang
yes,
yourself out of the room when they do?
my 3-year-old, he's all over it. He's helping with everything. He's like,
Mhm.
"Where are my preschool friends?" He
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
excited about it. So I can definitely see him, coming in to help out.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's awesome. I would ask you, what's your favorite part about doing online classes, but we haven't started yet. So you haven't even
I
figured it
know,
out
right?
yet, but
I haven't.
you'll figure out your favorite part because there's lots of great parts to teaching online. I
Yeah.
love my online kids.
Oh.
So, what would you say to other women who were in your position who, are looking for something else? They want to feel more, maybe thinking about getting a job or quitting their job or figuring out what they can do to, feel more fulfilled or maybe looking to start a preschool but not quite sure. What would you say to people who were where you were a year ago?
I would just say, just go for it. Just jump, grow your wings on the way down because you don't know until you do it. It's like, you know, I don't know. It's everything is given to you. If you follow the system, trust your training, you'll do great. Like there's a proven system. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. If you're gonna go for it, just go all in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, definitely. I like that. Grow your wings on the way down. I like that. All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining me today and telling your story.
Thanks
And
for
sounds
having
like
me.
you're gonna have so much fun. I'm so excited for you to start, and good luck with your open house.
Thank
today.
you. Thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Of course. You have a great day and good luck with everything.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you'd like to have a success story just like that one, I invite you to join our Preschool All-Stars. It's my exclusive membership community where you'll get mentorship from me with weekly Q&A lives, support and guidance and friendship from hundreds of women on the exact same journey as you, starting, running, and growing their preschools, and my exclusive access to Preschool University, every training and done-for-you file that you'll need for every milestone on your journey to help you start, run, and grow your preschool. We've all been there, and we've got the exact same steps that you need to go through, but we do it all very quickly so that you don't have to waste time or money doing the wrong things at the wrong time. We'd love for you to join our Preschool All-Stars membership. Just go to preschoolallstars.com or click the link in the description to immediately jump into Preschool All-Stars. Again, go to preschoolallstars.com and we'll see you there.